the risk of failure, it's not just the dollars, it's lost productivity, it's business, it's brand value, it's trust, right? So it is really important to spend a little bit more time on the front end, validate how you're making the decisions and evaluate your suppliers, right? Do they have success stories that look like yours in the same industry? Yes, no. If not, do they have ones that are related? Can they translate well to our industry? Do they have the same technology stack, right? Because there's that component of the different pieces that you tie together. One WMS and the other WMS and the same robotic vendor might have different outcomes based on who ties them together and how all that works, right? There is no single silver bullet. They are projects, but it does come down, like any project, to how much work you put in on the front end to plan so that when it comes time to execute, you've got a nice playbook written that's going to guide you through that process and ensure you've got the right teams involved to move the needle when it comes time to put the robots into action, right? Because tying it together both digitally, as we talked about, start going full circle back to the beginning of the conversation, that's on the software side of things. So you've got to have the ability to tie the two different operating systems together to maximize the value and know what changes can be made, where you should be making changes. And one of the hardest things we find, Kevin, is in these projects, there's the want versus need and determining you want this feature, but is it going to create value or is it a vanity feature? Right? Is it something you want because you think you want it, or is there a tangible outcome attached to deploying that feature? Because whether it's the software side of the application or the execution side, you can do things in abundance of ways. So there is a high degree of thought that needs to go into the way in which you configure these systems. And many are different. You might have two buildings that look very similar and might have a different approach because your inventory strategy might be different, just as one basic example.